welcome to the FMP News and Sports at 10, with me, John.
And me, Trevor McDonald. Just joking, it's me again, Chuck. As my partner, John said, it's 10 p.m. Unfortunately this does mean that Midge will not be watching tonight. However, I've been reassured that his girlfriend, Jim, has recorded it for him.
For God's sake, not again. Anyway, this week's episode is a very special one. Not only will we be taking a look at some football transfers and news and reading out our new quote of the week, we will be looking of course at the IPL, which this week got underway. Round 1 of signings has been completed, and almost everyone has a goalkeeper.
Yes, the Irish Premier League.
Indian Premier League.
Shut up you rude cow. As I was saying, the Indian Premier League is really picking up pace. However, it looks as if there is going to be 2 to 3 spaces to be filled as there is some management fatalities.
Yep. Anyway, on to the main content tonight. As I'm sure you all know, FMP V2, or just V2 as it is more commonly known as, is going to be hitting your computer screens very soon. Tonight we have some exclusive new features to announce for version 2, so stay tuned for that.
Yes, FMP is integrating a swear filter, just for little Midge.
No they're not. Shut up about the midgetron, anyway, he's our hero.
Okay. Special mention for Jono tonight. He is currently in a network game with Nasri, and as I'm sure he wouldn't want you all to know, Nasri is currently raping him and the rest of the league. In other news, Rex the Yak, or Rexmus as he is now called, has revealed that he is actually an utter pervert, and to excel in this, he works at a theme park, where he looks down up on the innocent women of USA.
Dear God. Not again. Why do you do this to me, God?
Thou shalt not use God's name in vain.
Phew, on to the IPL please.
Exactly right. Now, on to who they signed, and how much for. Kobe signed Igor Akinfeev for 13 million, Joe Hart for 4, and finally Robert Green for 5.
Maximus Prime, meanwhile, spent a massive 20 million on Petr Cech, and 5 on Robert Inc.
John bought Julio Cesar for 12 million, Oscar Usteri for 3, and finally Thomas Kuskskak for 5.
Christian bought Sebastian Frey for 10 million and Craig Gordon for 4.5.
Marshall bought P. Praina for 11 million, and Carlos Kameni for 4.
Agger bought Edwin van der Sar for 6 million and Bogdan Laban for 2.5.
Palacios spent 6.25 million on Andres Palop, and 3.5 on Alexander Shovkovsky.
Lucas brought Andoni for 7 million and Remy Ryu for 5.
Rootsy bought Hugo Lloris for 7.75 and Jussi Jaskelainen for 5.
Mal brought Michael Landro in for 3.7 million and Tim Howard for 7.
Loins brought in Rene Older for 4.5 million, Andreas Isaacson for 2.5 million, and finally Alan McGregor, also for 2.5 million.
Luke spent a massive 31 million on superstar Iker Casillas, 3.5 on Chris Kirkland.
Red Devil brought in Shay Given for 6 million and Scott Carson for 3.3 million.
Berwick the Unbeatable brought in Steve Mandanda for 9 million and Artur Boruc for 5 million.
Malpass signed Victor Valds for 7.5 million, Kasper Schmeichel for £2, and finally Brad Friedel for 2.5.
Mike Brang and Sergio Asenjo for 7 million and Marco Amelia for 4.
And finally, Rex brought in Manuel Neuer for 6 million and Ben Foster for 3.
So that concludes this week's IPL roundup. Now, let's have a bit of comedy. This week sees us introduce Quote of the Week. This week the award goes to Malpass.
You mean Cuntpass, as we'll soon see.
Well done, Chuck. After Mal changed his name to Cunt, Malpass had this to say: why is Mal now Cunt? And does that make me Cuntpass?
Haha, that is brilliant. Good work. Have a post around, and be a contender for Quote of the Week, next week.
Now, earlier, we promised you an exclusive on version 2.
Yes, we did. I'm about to come, I'm so excited. Midge, come here, Chuck needs his service.
You're obsessed. Anyway, do you want to know about it? Tough, you'll have to wait, as now we move on to sports.
Suppose I could let you off. Football.
Dear God. This week sees one major transfer go through, a lot of rumors, and 2 new managers in the Premiership.
Let's start with the managers. We told you last week that Sunderland were looking for a big-name manager. We apologize for lying. Steve Bruce has taken charge of Sunderland.
Meanwhile, after Guus Hiddink left his Chelsea role, he signed a new deal as a technical advisor. Now ex-AC Milan manager, Carlo Ancelotti, has taken the Chelsea hot seat.
A big appointment there. Maybe Sunderland should take note on that, that is a big name. Meanwhile, Gareth Barry moved to Manchester City in a deal worth $11 million, for Champions League football, of course. To be honest, all I can say about that is
Kill me now. In other news, Kaká was on the verge of signing for Real Madrid last night, only to have the deal broken up by an alleged bid by Chelsea. Chelsea have since denied it, but it could happen yet.
now, I think it's time for some exclusive. Start with the basics.
Firstly, in version 2, there will be a new main site. On this new main site there will be a choice of 4 different colors. To go with this, on our new shiny IPB3 forum, we are hoping to have evenly colored skins.
We are also happy to announce that Bargain Hunt will return to FMP, giving you a chance to write a scout report on a player within given guidelines.
You can also look out for a new top tips section. Berwick will be running it, and there will be a different subject weekly.
There will also be a new and improved Pulses in addition to this, a completely new feature. FMP are proud to announce that they'll be hosting their very own Facebook. It will be named Pulsebook, and there will be more coming up on these in the future.
Maybe more will be released next time, who knows? That's all we have time for, though. Thanks for watching, good night.
I'm like Lorraine in The Apprentice. New accent every week, see ya mate. Can Foster's anyone?